The voice in the walls. Chapter 1. Are you scared of the voice in the walls? No? Well, you should. Wednesday, 23rd of February. The Johnsons are moving to their new little house in a small neighborhood. The Johnsons, aka Mr. Denny and Miss Patricia, are finally moving from the big city and going to their dream house. They have a son named Robert and he's 4 years old. Chapter 2. Today is the day. Mr. Denny, Miss Patricia and little Robert are moving to their new house. They packed their stuff and started the journey to the small neighborhood named Lake Hill 456. After a smooth little road trip, they arrived. Mr. Denny opened the trunk of the car, took the keys to their house from his backpack and opened it. Chapter 3. Immediately, he had this unnerving feeling. When Patricia and Robert came in, they felt it too. They ignored it and started unpacking their things. Chapter 4. For the following month, Mr. Denny still had that feeling of something watching him, and Mrs. Patricia confirmed that. Meanwhile, Robert had made an imaginary friend called Wallman. When his parents found out, they were a little bit suspicious. Chapter 5. One day, Robert started crying in the middle of the night. Patricia rushed into his room to see him sitting on the floor and saying, "No, no, you won't take me." Patricia asked with a tired voice, "What happened, honey?" And Robert replied, "The wallman said that he wanted me to come and live with him in the walls." Chapter 6. That answer made Patricia freeze. She said to Robert that the wallman would leave him alone and went to bed without saying what had just happened to Denny. The next day, while Mrs. Patricia was brushing her teeth, she saw something in the mirror and screamed. Denny came rushing into the bathroom and asked if she was okay, but she replied by saying, "Denny, I saw it, or him, Robert's imaginary friend." Denny brushed it off by saying that ghosts and such things aren't real. Chapter 7. When Saturday finally came, the parents had time to spend with their son. While they were packing for a picnic, they saw that the walls were stained by something. All the walls of the house. So Danny called an expert to fix them while they were out. When they returned, they saw the police in front of their house. They went in and saw that the walls had been ripped off, and the expert was being asked questions by the police while holding a cup of hot coffee. Chapter 8. He was shaking, and Danny asked him what had happened. He answered, "When I ripped off the walls to fix them, I found the bones of a child. I called the police, and after they finished, they had found the bones of 11 children inside the walls. But the scariest thing is that before I started fixing the walls, I took a photo, and in the corner I just look." Chapter 9. Danny looked at the photo and saw a pale face with dark, deep eyes and a big smile in the mirror. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. Before he left the house, he got a glimpse of the same pale face smiling at him. Thank you for listening to my horror story.